Okay.
You ready, man?
Yeah, we're all set?
Yep.
All right, I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In accordance with Chapter 231 Open Public Meetings Act, adequate and proper notice of this meeting has been given to the public by publishing a notice in the Glen Ridge paper, Glen Ridge Voice, Montclair Times, and the Star Ledger, and posting said notice on the bulletin board in the municipal building. The agenda and public handouts for this meeting can be viewed online at www.glenridgenj.org. A public comment period will be held as listed on the agenda. Please state your name for the record and note that comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person. Mike, I'm assuming you're sitting in for the clerk?
Yep.
Okay, so Mike, can we have a roll call? I wasn't sure.
Councilor Lefkowitz is absent. Hughes is absent. Moody?
Here.
Law?
Here.
Meyer?
Here.
Morrow?
Here.
Mayor Mans?
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you so much. So we're going to move on for the adoption of the minutes of June 10th. I do want to note for the record, we'll be correcting them to indicate that Councilors Hughes and Moody were both present for the meeting. With that correction, may I have a motion for adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt the minutes of June 10th with that correction noted.
Thanks.
And I will second that correction.
Okay, great.
Should I call the roll?
Yeah, call the roll. Thank you.
Lefkowitz is absent. Hughes is absent. Moody?
Aye.
Law?
Aye.
Meyer?
Aye.
Morrow?
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you. Any written communications?
Not at this time, Mayor.
Thank you. Any comments of the public? No? Okay. I just have brief comments. Again, I want to reflect and thank the leadership of the staff and the council. We were upgraded as a municipality by Moody's this past week to AAA rating, which is great news for a municipality of our size, and it was because of the reserve fund that we've been consistent with, our handling of the COVID funding that we received and have now been discharged off of our books to get us through that, and overall the fiscal management of the borough. So again, an important milestone for our community. And with that, in Councilor Lefkowitz's absence, Councilor Meyer, you'll be picking up his materials?
Sure. I offer Resolution 107-24. Be it resolved that the following claims be approved and warrants being drawn for the same. This resolution authorizes payment of bills and payroll. I move the resolution.
You've heard the motion by Councilor Meyer. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Heard the motion by Councilor Meyer, seconded by Councilor Law. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilors Moody?
Aye.
Law?
Aye.
Meyer?
Aye.
Morrow?
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you.
And for my last resolution this evening, I offer Resolution 108-24 for tax and water services. Whereas there exists a need within the borough for tax and water collection services, as well as general tax office support, whereas Battaglia Associates is qualified in training and experience to provide such specialized services, whereas the chief financial officer of the borough of Glen Ridge has determined that the value of the contract may exceed $17,500. And now therefore be resolved that the mayor and council of the borough of Glen Ridge in the county of Essex as follows: authorizes and directed to execute a professional services agreement with Battaglia Associates LLC to provide tax and water collection services for the borough at a rate of $8,000 per month, not to exceed $96,000 in total, and the chief financial officer has certified that the funds are available within the 2024 municipal budget. I move the resolution.
Thank you. You've heard the motion by Counselor Meyer. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Heard the motion by Counselor Meyer, seconded by Counselor Moody. Any discussion on this resolution? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilors Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you. Counselor Hughes is absent this evening. Counselor Morrow will be taking up.
Thanks. I just have two items relating to social activities in town. The first is Resolution 109-24, whereas the Borough of Glen Ridge will be holding a pop-up picnic event in the Glen, a public event, whereas the event will include food, beer, and entertainment, and whereas the Public Safety Committee has recommended the use of the Glen, and now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough that this pop-up picnic event in the Glen is approved, and it is approved for Wednesday, July 24th, with a rain date of July 25th. This it's intended to be it's the first time we're doing this. Jim Cowan in the Rec Department is actively and happily engaged in kind of putting it all together. There will be music, and I think the time is 4 to 8 p.m. 4 to 8 p.m. on Wednesday, July 24th. Food and beverages will be provided by Fitzgerald's. I move the resolution.
You've heard the motion by Counselor Morrow. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Heard the motion by Counselor Morrow, seconded by Counselor Law. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilors Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
And related to this, next I have Resolution 110-24. This resolution authorizes the submission of an application to the Division of Alcoholic and Beverage Control to be submitted by, on behalf of two events. One is We've Got Friends for a social affair permit for a fundraiser to be held on July 15th at the Glen Ridge Country Club. And the second part of this resolution authorizes the submission of an application by Fitzgerald's for a catering permit for the pop-up picnic. It may ultimately have a different name, but that's what we're calling it now, for this gathering in the Glen to be held on, that's kind of a nice name, Gathering in the Glen, to be held on July 24th with the rain date of July 25th. Mayor, I move the resolution.
You've heard the motion by Counselor Morrow. Do I have a second?
I'll second with just a note to maybe correct the spelling of Fitzgerald's within
With a Z.
The Z.
with a Z.
It's-
Yeah,
yeah,
that's corrected on the
on the final.
final one,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the application.
Yes, we don't want that permit to be bounced based on the typo.
Yeah, so I'll second with that correction, please.
Perfect. All right, you've heard the motion by Counselor Morrow, seconded by Counselor Meyer. Any discussion outside of the correction? Okay, looking forward to it. No discussion. Please call the roll.
Councilors Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you for handling those, Counselor Morrow. Counselor Moody, Community Affairs and Public Relations.
I don't have any business tonight, but I do want to make mention of a really moving event that took place at Bloomfield Cemetery this Saturday, with special recognition to the Belleville Historical Society, who was otherwise doing work in the cemetery to restore some monuments, and came across first one gravestone of a Black Civil War veteran, and endeavored to restore and clean that headstone and find out more. They reached out to the Bloomfield Historical Society and found out that there were 4 other grave sites for African American Civil War veterans in the cemetery. Of those, 4 of them are actually on Glen Ridge Borough land. They restored and cleaned all of the headstones, but one site was unmarked. And in recognition of the fact that they've discovered this the week before Juneteenth, they, being artisans, one of them in fact being very well known, he did all of the engraving for the 9/11 memorial, the Essex County 9/11 memorial. They worked to fabricate a historically accurate Civil War headstone and do the engraving. And they installed that last week, and they held a small ceremony on Saturday morning that Councilor Meyer and I attended. And the swiftness with which they decided to do this, the care that they took, was really, really remarkable. The craftsmanship, the care, the attention to history, and history that would otherwise be lost. I will just note that Private Sloan is the name of the James A. Sloan of the 24th USC Infantry. And the 100th anniversary of his death will be in July. And this will be the
he
first
died
time.
in July of 24.
2022.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
Borough wants to shout out.
Yeah, it was very moving, and the fact that these individuals took such care and acknowledgement of the history of that site and of that moment and of what they were doing, and were able to pull that together in a week.
Yeah.
Is really notable. So we'll be marking this, letting the borough residents know more about the history in their own backyard. We'll endeavor to disseminate some more information about that.
And just to that, that's the same folks that held us, Gold Leafed our
Yes.
9/11 memorial.
The one by the police,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, that guy, he said that he was actually, at one point, many years ago, was going to clean the one above the library, and he put a ladder up, he was going to take it down.
And he didn't
was
realize
that
how
it
it was
weighed,
attached, and
like
it nearly killed him.
500 pounds
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
And he quickly was like, oh, so they, had done a lot of work.
He himself a prisoner of war in World War
Yes,
II with
yes,
the Germans.
yes, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so.
He's if you have an hour, sit with him.
Yeah.
He's got
Incredible.
just really,
These
his
guys
background is.
Are incredible.
All of them. I was so impressed. I don't know. Yeah, they were great.
So
Thank you for sharing that.
that is all for me tonight.
Councilor Law.
Yes, resolution number 111-24. It's the approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey DOT for the Mayolas Avenue, Hamilton Road, Spencer Avenue Improvement Project. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council that formally approves the grant application in the amount of approximately $600,000 for the above mentioned project. Be it further resolved that the mayor, deputy administrator, and clerk are hereby authorized to sign the grant agreement, and that their signature constitutes acceptance of the terms and conditions of the grant agreement and approves the execution of the grant agreement. Madam Mayor, I seek to move the resolution.
You've heard the motion by Councilor Law. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Heard the motion by Councilor Law, seconded by Councilor Morrow. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilors Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Resolution number 112-24. Public Works has determined that there is need to replace all residential water meters in the borough. Rio Supply has a cooperative purchase agreement with the Morris County Cooperative Purchasing Council. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council of Glen Ridge do hereby approve the purchase of 2,369 water meters in the amount of $723,250.50. Madam Mayor, I seek to move the resolution.
You've heard the motion by Councilor Law. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Heard the motion by Councilor Law, seconded by Councilor Meyer. Any discussion on the resolution? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilors Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
And finally, resolution number 113-24, which is related to the previous resolution, except it relates to the installation of the water meters. Borough of Glen Ridge seeks to replace 2,369 water meters. The borough used a fair and competitive bid process to solicit bids for this project. National Metering Services of Kearney, New Jersey submitted the lowest responsible proposal in the amount of $302,340. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council that National Metering Services be awarded the water meter replacement project. Madam Mayor, I seek to move the resolution.
You've heard the motion by Councilor Law. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Heard the motion by Councilor Law, seconded by Councilor Moody. Any discussion on the resolution? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilors Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you. Anything else?
That's it.
That's
Thank
it. Councilor Meyer, Parks and Rec.
No update this evening, thank you.
No update. Councilor Morrow, Planning and Development.
None tonight.
Mike, Mr. Kelly, do you have any updates or comments from the administration?
Mayor, again, I just want to acknowledge that great find at the cemetery the other day. Just just came together so quickly in such a really tremendous part of history that was developed there. And then B, to your point, with our Moody's upgrade, Mayor and Council, you've stuck with Matt and myself and kind of working through 4 years of very interesting financial challenges, to say the least, and just sticking with us in our discipline and not tempting to go down paths that we encourage you not to go down. It really paid off. And the financial analysis that was done and our interview process, they really appreciated our discipline in what we're doing and all the work. I mean, when I started 20 years ago, we had $250 in our reserve fund. So Mike Rohall laid the groundwork with the councils through time and got us to where we should be. And I just want to thank everybody through all that time. And it doesn't happen overnight. And so I just want to acknowledge everybody involved with that.
Yeah, well, thanks to everyone. Our police,
Nothing to report?
nothing to report.
Run.
Oh, Sunset Classic is Thursday night. Expect traffic.
I saw the sign up near Branson Street. I thought that was great placement, so smart. Okay. I don't think we have any new or unfinished business. Any comments of the public? Seeing none. Councilor Meyer.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.